Hello, welcome to Sheepdog Says. Today I've got this annoying hay fevery cold thing going on. That means I'm sniffing loads, so I'm sorry if I sniff a lot in this video. I think if I keep talking I should be okay. It was manageable, and then I went out to catch, there's a new Pokemon out today. The Pokemon Raid switched around in the UK and in America, so if you're in America you've got Latias now. We had just had her yesterday. Now we've got Latios. They're a red and blue Pokemon, and you've got the red one, we've got the blue one now. We just had the red one. It's horrific to try and catch it. I apparently fought it 19 times and caught it 7 times. Whereas I've tackled the blue one today twice and caught it twice, so I'm good. I'm happy. It means I've only got 2 more I can possibly catch now until I go to America, where there's 4 more I can catch if I'm lucky while I'm over there. At that point, it puts me, if I can get those 6 nailed, then I am done until the game brings out more Pokemon, which is an exciting place to be in. The only other way I could get any further is if I went to Asia and New Zealand, which I don't think I'm going to do, to be honest, although who knows. Don't know where life's going to take me. That's not what today's video is going to be about. It's not a Pokemon day video. It's about football, to be honest, because we're 1 game for most teams away from the end of the season. I'm nervous as hell. For Tottenham, it's 2 games. Unfortunately, for Chelsea, it's 2 games as well. So I'm stuck in this position where the league is Man City at the top. They've won it. They're out of sight. Man United have secured 2nd, I believe. I didn't check. I don't know what Man United are doing. I think they're 2nd no matter what. Liverpool are 3rd on 72 points. Spurs are on 71, and Chelsea were on 69, but they're playing right now. If Chelsea win, then it puts them on 72 points. If Tottenham drew, they'd be on 72 points, and it would mean that Spurs, Liverpool and Chelsea went into the final day of the season all on 72 points, which would mean that if every team won their game, it would go Manchester United, City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, just like that, boom, 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 boom. And we would be in the Champions League, my team Tottenham, which means we'd get lots of money, lots of glory, get to play games in Europe, and that sort of thing. It's really important that we win that. If we drew our first game and then won our last game, we'd be fine again. I think it would put us to a point. Actually, we wouldn't be fine. We would be fine because of goal difference. We've all scored different amounts of goals in the year. Liverpool have scored more goals than we have, but we've scored more goals than Chelsea. So unless they somehow won their game 20-0, they're not going to beat us on goal difference. So being a pessimistic football fan, I'm convinced that Tottenham are going to mess this up somehow. I'm absolutely convinced. Like, if they won tonight, it would put them on 74 points, which means that we could then go 3rd above Liverpool if we won our next game, because their maximum points are 75. They've only got 1 game left. Chelsea's maximum points are 75. They've only got 1 game left after today. So if they win today, their maximum points are 75. But if we win both of ours is 77. We can be 3rd. Even more money, slightly easier entry into the Champions League, which means more glory chances and so on and so forth. So it's just a mess at the moment. I'm so nervous because I'm convinced in the past Spurs have always kind of bottled it, as people put it. I don't think that's really fair. I hate the phrase bottling it, because we were in a race against Leicester one season and they just had a worldie of a season. It was ridiculously lucky and good. And they played very well and deserved it, but that'll never happen again. It was a freak year. We always seem to get to the semi-final or the final of cups and then we don't win. Not that we have the right to either. I think there's some bits with Spurs fans where people think that they feel like they've got the right to succeed. When I personally don't have that feeling. I just feel I just get this dread of I know we're going to balls it up. So I'm very, very happy when we don't. But right now, knowing that we've literally just got to turn up against 2 teams that have nothing left to play for this season, they're not going to get relegated. Newcastle and Leicester for Spurs, they're not going to get relegated. They're not in any trouble or any disarray. They're just seeing out the season now. This is it now for them. 2 games or 1 game each, whatever they've got, and nah. Whereas we're going there thinking it's a difference between like signing a whole extra new player who could be amazing next year and so on and so forth. I'm convinced that what will happen is it'll probably be something tragic, like Liverpool will just not win their last game, but Chelsea will win both of theirs and we won't win ours, and we'll be sat there in 5th thinking we could have been bloody 3rd if we'd just pulled our fingers out. Chelsea can't get really to 3rd unless, again, they score like 40 goals, which, again, I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't be surprised if they won their game 40-0 and ended up in 3rd place somehow. But it's just ludicrous. It feels like the universe is conspiring against us. Sorry, just to say like, yeah, let's make this happen because Spurs have had ridiculous luck, and this is again what I wanted to kind of get into. I suppose being a Spurs fan is tragic. I'm sure all fans have this kind of feeling that the universe is against them, but I don't think I've gone through this before from a Spurs fan's perspective on a video. And if I have, I'm sorry for whining about it again and doing a bit of a woe is me video. But we've had seasons where the ball has gone like a metre over the line and the goal's not counted, and we've missed out like on Europe by a point. We've had a year where they changed the rules so that if you won the Champions League, you got to be in it again the next season at the expense of the team that finished fourth. And then the one year that happened, we finished fourth and we were kicked out of the Champions League. And then the next year they changed the rules. So every time that's happened since, it hasn't affected the team in fourth place. And it doesn't affect the team in fourth place anymore. So literally the one time that was a rule, we got bit by it. No one else has ever been bit by that rule and no one else ever will be bit by that rule, but we were bit by it because we're Tottenham and we're always unlucky. We've had the lasagna gate thing where I think it was we had to get 3 points against West Ham last game of the season. If we won, we went above Arsenal for the first time in 20 years. If we lost, then we stayed in fifth place, and one of our players got the runs, had an upset stomach. He turned up for training, infected the whole squad. We applied to the FA to say, can we postpone our game because we've got no fit players. They're all sick. They're all vomiting. Coincidentally, and I'm not crying foul here, but coincidentally, the man at the FA who was in charge of deciding whether or not we could play that game late or not happened to also be one of the board members of Arsenal. So he had a quick look at the table, had a quick look at his watch, grimaced a bit and said, nah, you kind of need to play the game today. You can't postpone the game. It's just not possible. It's not possible to rearrange a football match. No, we just can't do it. So our players turned up, and honest to God, there's videos of them. They were vomiting on the pitch. They had the runs and all sorts. It was disgusting. And West Ham just put the sword through them and absolutely annihilated us because they love it. They're our... They're like our little brother, bless them. If Jake's watching, they're like our little brother who resents us and gets angry when we do well. So when they get a chance to pull one over us, they like to do it. Arsenal were always more like an annoying big brother who you felt was... It'd be like, like Biff from Back to the Future, or I forget the brother's name in Home Alone. It'd be like the brother who's got the tarantula and gives him a wet willy and stuff like that, and he's annoyed with him, but his mum and dad think he's really... Buzz, that's the character. His mum and dad think he's awesome, everyone loves him, but Kevin McAllister knows. He knows the truth. He's Tottenham. He always gets hard done by and left behind and, goes on wild adventures and gets made a fool of him. I can't remember his name, but West Ham can be that little cousin who wheezed the bed all the time. That can be him, because he always pulled a few over Kevin in the films as well. I don't know why I'm putting this analogy to Home Alone characters, but it fits, damn it. It's just frustrating. Football is a brilliant, brilliant thing to follow. And I know there'll be some of you watching thinking, I don't like football, it's rubbish, I don't get it. But I think this is the sort of thing where it is great. Like, I have a thing at the moment where whenever something bad happens to Spurs, I get the messages from Jake, who's a West Ham fan. Jake Body, he'll message me on Twitter, he'll loop me in. We lost to a team the other day who got relegated, so he's looped us both into a conversation going, oh, you lost, did you? And oh, you've just been relegated, have you? And it's like, he knows that his season's over. They finished like 16th or whatever. And, he's not taking the mickey thinking he's better. He knows where his place is. He just loves to get a couple of blows in. He knows that it's ultimately not, it's not causing any damage. But I feel like that's the kind of thing, like now that things have changed a bit with Arsenal and Spurs just because of the way things are. I don't like taking the mickey because I know that we've been behind them for so freaking long. Someone got annoyed with me the other day because they thought I was sticking the boot in about like Arsene Wenger leaving or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm honestly like, he's done like a 20-odd year job. He kept us at arm's length like a little kid swinging at a big brother. He just held us at arm's length for 20 years. He's let his guard down a bit, and we've come in and given him a bit of a broken nose, but he's still got a much better history than we have in recent times, at least. I did have a laugh on Reddit. I upset so many Arsenal fans almost by mistake. I was kind of intending to do it, I guess. Arsene Wenger put a quote out saying, no matter what you do in life, like, it's better to aim high and give something your all than to fail and not have tried, or something like that. And it was a reasonable inspirational quote, but it was just a slightly worse version of a quote that Spurs put out in the 1960s about it's better to fail aiming high than succeed aiming low, because if you aim high and fail, there's even an echo of glory in that failure. I'm paraphrasing what he said, but you get the idea. If you're aiming for an A and you get a B, you got a B. Whereas if you're aiming for a D and succeed, then you've just failed, which is a great way to think about life. But yeah, Arsene Wenger trying to say something like that in his bumbled kind of... I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because English is his second language, and I know he's lived here for a long time, but when Bill Nickerson said it, he had like 50, 60 years worth of full English behind him. Not the breakfast, the knowledge of the language. Probably the breakfast too, but it was a different era. But yeah, I pointed out that it was just a clone of what Bill Nickerson said, and last I checked, I was on something like 40 downvotes and on Reddit, and I know that that's not how many people downvoted it, because when I saw it getting to 30 odd, I shared it in a Spurs group and it started to creep back up, and I was hoping to get a bit of viral, notoriety from it, but got shared around a bit. We had a bit of a laugh, and then it just sort of dropped, and I don't know how many. I wouldn't be surprised if I went on there and I was just banned from all sport related Reddit accounts. I should be, really. I wasn't. I don't know. It's banter, isn't it? It's all football banter. But no, the match kicks off it kicked off 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to go watch it and be sad. We'll watch the results because it's not on telly, but I'm going to be sad that we're inevitably going to throw in the towel. I'm pretty sure the last time we played Newcastle at the end of the season, they beat us 5-1. Oh, did we beat them 7-1? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't go them as them or something annoying like that. I always notice patterns like that. It does my head in. Anyway, I'm waffling. Football, it stresses me out. I was going to say it's great that we've got the summer off now, but we haven't because it's the World Cup. So, whoopee. I worked out that it's the World Cup, then I'm away, then I come back and pre-season starts. Not that I'm a footballer and that matters, but it means I can follow all the games, and the only time they're off, I'm off. So maybe I'll see some footballers when I'm out there. That'd be awesome. Anyway, gonna wrap up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit like, hit the bell, comment, tell me stuff. Tell me your predictions. I reckon it's going to end up Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, because I'm an eternal pessimist, and there's always a way that, like, even though Spurs will be above Arsenal, they'll still be laughing at us because we fell from a much higher vantage point. The only other way I can see it happening is us finishing third, but Liverpool winning the Champions League. So then their fans are constantly like, oh, we won the Champions League. And we'll never be able to feel like we got one over them because they won the Champions League. Which, if they do that, fair play to them. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. Thanks for watching. See you soon.